Shalom. Well, it has been a very, very interesting last several days. It's been very much a blur considering, being being out and about in the park, you know what I mean? Enjoying my day, enjoying the sunshine, which a lot of people don't understand. You need sunshine for your health and for your wellness. You need the sun. But we so quick to throw people in jail in the Oklahoma County jail or Oklahoma City jail. I don't remember what it's called. But we so quick to throw people in that jail and not even let them out their cell. And when they get out of their cell, they're allowed to get under, to the next room, which is 2 or 3 tables in the middle of a room. You know what I mean? And so, like, you don't even get outside and actually get to experience real sunlight. They cut you off from complete all sunlight in the jail. They cut you off from all sunlight. They cut you off from all food that is nutrient rich, that your body needs, vitamins, minerals. You don't eat fresh food. It's all processed trash, garbage that's poisoned. They poison that crap. They kill off the vermin. And so, lack of sunlight, lack of proper nutrition. We drink out the toilets, bro. You have a toilet and a water thing on top of it, and the two are connected. You drink out the freaking toilet. What kind of psychological damage are you trying to do to people, right? You're psychologically trying to break people. And then you wonder when you release them, they're not the same. They go to these jails and you break them. You try to break them the first night you have them in the cell when you strip them naked, right? You process them one at a time, right? You watch the first person go in front of you and get stripped naked. Then it's your turn, right? Get stripped naked. Then they give you your slave clothes, right? They want to throw your slave clothes on you, property of Oklahoma Department of whatever it says on there. They want to put your slave clothes. They want to strip your clothes off of you, and you want to put your slave clothes on and let you know who's your master. The government, the Oklahoma whoever is the master over you. Hell nah. It's not how it works. Hell nah. What gives you the right to tell me that I can't be in the park, a public park, at a public event that's advertised in Oklahoma City's home team, basketball team? What gives you the right to tell me that I can't be at that event, huh? And then you lied to me. Security, you lied to me. You can't be here, you're trespassing. Bitch, you think I'm stupid? You must think I'm a freaking moron. And I called you bullshit. And you were caught. And you didn't know what to say, bro. Like, oh damn. I'm caught. What am I gonna do? This effer ain't leaving. Hell nah, bro. Got the wrong one. You don't understand the psychology, I think, of people in desperation. That fight to live is strong. It is. And why are we fighting with other Americans, other American citizens to live? Huh? Through a system of hierarchical oppression. Certain racial groups and demographics, hierarchical systems using the 911 emergency response system. 911, what is your emergency? Scary black man in a park. Okay, send attack dogs. Anybody else see problems with this? And after they deprived me of a multitude of rights, civil rights violations, the right to equal protection under the law. You know what I mean? Based on no, just the lies. You acted upon the lies of someone, a serpent, a devil, who called into the 911 emergency response system and misused the public emergency response system to attack someone else without justification. Hmm? Because that's what that was. Another citizen saying, "Hey, bro, I don't like you." Because that's what that was. "I don't like you here." "Why, bro? What did I do? What did I do to you, fool?" "I don't like your color. I don't like your music. I don't like your religion. I don't like your dancing. I don't like your breath. I don't like your shoes. I don't like." It don't matter why you don't like something, but you use 911, a public service. I'm a member of the public. You use my public service to attack me. Why? Huh? That's what y'all people don't understand. 911 is my emergency response system too. You use my emergency response system to attack me where I'm in a situation of being attacked and needing emergency assistance. Fool, I'm the one that needs emergency assistance when you attack me using it. And then you hide behind the police. You accuse falsely through deception, and then you hide, right? You slink back into the darkness like, I don't know nothing about this, bro. That's what you be doing. Like, oh, I'm calling. I'm gonna call the attack dogs. They're gonna come and attack you. And I'm gonna stand back and watch. Ha ha ha. You don't even know who attacked you. Ha ha ha. Devils, right? Those people need to be prosecuted to the fullest. A misuse of the 911 response system to attack someone that you don't like. Why? We don't know. We'll find out in a minute. You know what I mean? Hopefully the guy talks, and shares why he didn't like me. I would really like to know why he don't like me. Because I walk around with my shirt off. Bro, some of us need health. You know what I mean? Some of us have spiritual reasons, health reasons. It don't really matter. You know what I mean? Why? You better be glad I don't go freaking Adam style, bro. Cause that might be next. You know what I mean? I just went to jail where I was falsely imprisoned, because that's what that was, right? I ain't commit no crime being in a public park. A false arrest. You falsely arrest me and false imprison me. I'm in jail. Dude's like, "Show me your balls." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "All right, man. Here it goes again." And then I got triggered when he said, "Turn around, bend over, touch your toes, and cough." I got triggered, bro. I was like, "What?" You know what I mean? Like, you triggered me, bro. I'm about to attack. Uh, and so, but again, a guard was trained to do it. He was conditioned day and day for how many years? How many years you think that dude was doing that job, bending people over, bro? How many thousands of dudes you think he just? But I mean, like some people might like that. Some people might like looking at the bottoms of a bunch of men. I can't assume. You know what I mean? I don't know. But that was a dungeon, bro. You know what I mean? Like I keep having like this vision in my mind of like some anime rape dungeon, and this dude is in it. You know what I mean? Telling me bend over. Like what, mother? You know what I mean? Like what? What did you say to me? But conditioning. The man truly wanted me to learn a lesson. You resist us, you disobey us, we give you our boot. And so the attack dogs came to give me the boot. We know how this game goes. Okay? I go to jail. They process you. They strip you of your identity, your clothes, your shoes, strip you of everything you are, emasculate you, right? Strip you naked, and then have another dude tell you to bend over and emasculate you, bro. Just rob you of your manhood by another man in jail when you already probably got beat up or legs broken or got into a bar fight. You know what I mean? You're probably already bust up. And the last thing you need to do is be bent over by some dude in jail. That's the last thing you need to be. You're already messed up enough when a police officer is saying, hey, bro, you broke the law. Or in my case, made up something that he thought I broke. And so this system is busted, bro. Why would I, as a taxpayer, pay for a public servant that doesn't serve me, doesn't protect me, but instead jumps on me like some wild animal? Why would I be the dummy if I would pay for a service of oppression, my own oppression? You want me to pay for my own oppressors to oppress me? Is that what you want to do? You want me to pay you for my own oppressors to oppress me, and then when they do oppress me, here they come throwing on lights. Where you going? Honey, I'm going to work. Not anymore. Pull over. You know what I mean? Train wreck your whole day. I got a meeting at 10:05. I don't care. License registration. I'm pregnant. I'm about to have a baby. I don't care. Write this ticket now, bitch. That's how they do you. Train wreck your whole day and your whole life. And you expect us to treat you like a freaking hero. You're not. When you hurt people, you're a villain. You are a villain when you inflict damage onto families, onto their fathers, onto their brothers, onto their... When you hurt people, you're a villain. We need to take a really hard look at our society. We do. And look at what it has become. Because we're conditioned. Two high school students, right? You know, at one point in time, I don't know how good, how old these men were. But at one time, you had to go high school. We're all in high school. What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to be a fisherman. Okay, great. What do you want to be? I want to be scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an inventor. I want to be... What do you want to be? I want to be a policeman. Two kids growing up, right? Same neighborhood, maybe class buddies, like the same girls, played the same game. One gets a job as a police officer. Takes on a mindset conditioning of training, right? You gotta condition your mind what to think and to what believe and how to behave. So there's a conditioning of the mind, a training of the mind and behaviors, in a transformation of your identity, right? They give you your attack dog clothes. You become a part of a attack dog gang, bro. The state government says, all right, gang, we gotta shake them down again. These tax dollars ain't coming in like we want. We're having too many parties up here, eating this steak and lobster and living the good life on their dime. Drive around in fancy cars that they paid for, eating this lobster. They can't even eat instant noodles. They sleeping on the street. We got mansions. That's the madness of America still. Oppression in every city across this nation by a hierarchical system. We have a hierarchical system in this country still. Certain races, certain demographics, and they just use 911 as the weapon, bro. They weaponize 911 to attack us. 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, bro, I saw somebody. I heard some noises. I heard somebody screaming. Here they come. They're busting in your door. You know what I mean? Swatting people. Bro, that's a sick game. It's twisted. That's deception. Lies and deception. And a misuse of police resources. You know what I mean? Emergency response resources. Those types of things should not go unpunished. Ever. Lies should not go unpunished. Lies should not go unpunished. But we all are liars, aren't we? Dude, how many cookies you ate? I know I probably was lying since my mom was making. This is another reason why my lady is gonna have to be able to cook some cookies and cakes and pies because that reminds me of my mom, right? It's conditioning, conditioned to like certain things, but also being willing to explore other things, to look ahead, to invent, to dream, to believe. We still stuck in a system of government. How long has this system of government, hierarchical system of government, been in place in America? We ain't the same America we were 400 years ago. We have completely changed. We need to look at a more equitable union instead of this hierarchical system where the man be beating me down for being in the park, bro. Like it's like, how dare you, rodent, stick your head out at this public event and be a part of this community event? You ain't no part of this community, you rodent. Get behind that trash can, bitch. You know what I mean? Like that's how they be. You ain't a part of this community, bitch. You freak. You're homeless, man. You ain't alive. You ain't got no job. What's your job? I'm an attack dog, bitch. You know what I mean? Like this hierarchical system. And you talk about the attack dogs, right? How many men, they could be doctors, they could be lawyers, even ER doctors, those experienced, man, those experiences change you. Your education changes you. When you grow up in the hood, things change you. You know what I mean? These experiences, these educations, these conditionings, these realities of life, we still in 2026, we have this hierarchical system. We're now in the hierarchical system. We, like the rich and wealthy and powerful are in control, complete control of your government. When you have a government that is controlled by such a minority of people, aristocrats, the plebs have to be oppressed by the aristocrats, right? You know what I mean? That is what they do. The aristocrats. We all need to humble ourselves, lower ourselves, and treat people as we would want we would want to be treated. What any police officer there want? Someone to roll up to you, like, hey man, what you doing here? What you talking about? What am I doing here? You know what I mean? The questions, they roll up in you in this threatening posture. in battle formation, right? They come to you in battle formation, marching slowly. You know what I mean? Trying to see if they sense that fear, and if they sense the fear. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing here? They let the attack dog go. Please gotta understand, you're a man just like I'm a man, right? You can inflict injury and pain upon people just like I can, bro. Every citizen in America can use force. Every one of us has that potential, okay? We choose not to, which gets me to a point. Your average citizen chooses not to hurt people. And then you have some people who are conditioned to hurt people. We need to look at what we're programming our children with. We need to look at what we're programming our minds with. We need to have these discussions publicly. You got that big old lawn in Congress. Instead of Congress meeting behind closed door, you need to meet right on those steps. Boom. Outside in the public. Tourists come from all over. Can come to take pictures. You know what I mean? You out there hiding in the building. Everything should be right there on the lawn. You got those big old steps. You can be on the steps like one of those old Roman senators. Be like, yes, America, I believe that we should not be going to war in Iran. You know what I mean? That's what it should be used for. You should be out on those beautiful days, looking up at the sky, looking at your brothers. You have Americans that they have pit against the other Americans in this system of police officer, court, or judge, Congress. Like you have the government and non-government. You're just you're the plebs that get told what to do by the government, bro. You know what I mean? And the government has its slaves, right? This system is busted. It's only serving 1%. What makes you think I will continue to operate in a system that's only built for 1% to live? You build a system that's only built for 1% of us to live. The next 90, the other 99 got to go, huh? You throw them in jail to exterminate us like we're animals. Is that the plan? You use the jails as an extermination facility to just eliminate us all. Is that the plan? Destroy our families, bro. You break it with this whole ICE stuff, right? How evil is this ICE stuff? How many black slaves families were broken up in slavery, right? Every black American should be out on the street be like, yo, what the hell are you doing, ICE? Breaking up our families. You know what I mean? Like every Hispanic should be on the street. Yo, what the F, ICE? Why you gonna take my mom? Oh, you know what I mean? I understand that defiance. You destroying people's families, bro. That is a wickedness. They did to slaves. Sell your mom away to him, gone. Sell your sister, gone. Your Aunt Susie, gone. Just rip your families apart. Here, you know what I mean? They imprison them in a ship. You ain't going nowhere, slave. Try to jump away, we're gonna sink your fool. You know what I mean? Like this system of oppression where one man holds another man down. You know what I mean? Like nations, right? This nation want to hold another nation down. I'm wearing this shirt because I just got out of jail. It says surrender the booty. I ain't have no shirt when they took me in, right? They wanted to throw me out in the cold without my money. Told me to wait in this doorway where the doors kept open. There was like, three of us that were waiting there. One person was waiting for a bus pass. She had no way of getting to where she needed to go. They arrested her, dropped her off. You know what I mean? She had no money, no transportation, no way of getting to where she needed to go. And then when we was waiting there, they said, oh, you got to wait. They said you got to wait like 3 hours for this person to get there. You know what I mean? So we get released from jail, but still can't go. You ain't give me my money and my ability to do so. You know what I mean? Like, and then the fool jumps at us like, "Yo, what are you doing here? You can't be here. What are you talking?" You know what I mean? I was like, "Yo, they told us to be here, fool. Don't be yelling at me. Like the day I'm having, bro, I ain't getting no sleep all night. They stripped me naked. I had a pair of pants on. They turned the air conditioner up. You know, no pillow, no cover, no sheet, no mattress, just a dirty floor and a metal bed frame and a toilet with a fountain water you got to drink out of. You got to drink out of your toilet, bro. That's how conditioning they try to make you. They make you drink out of a freaking toilet, bro. They trying to condition us, break us, emasculate us, bro. Like what I experienced psychologically, the damage psychologically that they tried to inflict upon. The dude said to show him my asshole, or he's gonna shoot me in the face. That's what this fool told me. You know what I mean? Turn around, touch your ankles. No, turn around, bend over, touch your ankles, and cough. He said. What you in here for? You was in the park. We're gonna make you cough, bro. We're gonna bend you over and show you who's boss. The state's gonna take it to you, fool. The state's gonna take it to you and show you how it's done. Make you our slave. You don't know how badly I wanna start burning stuff, bro. How angry I'm getting at being stepped on. You wanna treat me like a rodent, bro? You don't treat me like a rodent. The reason you haven't seen anything yet is because I'm, trying to have mercy on you fools, but you ain't gonna keep oppressing me and me to, check mark your oppression. I ain't gonna check mark your oppression, fool. I ain't gonna pay for your oppression. I ain't gonna give you my money so you can oppress me, and then you turn around and try to pull me over and accuse me of something so you can get more money out of me. You ain't do this. Give us $400. You ain't do this. Who are you to tell me I had to do that, fool? I ain't gotta do that. You know what I mean? These lawmakers bought off, captured, which means all your laws are captured. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it works. That's how it works. Literally, in this hierarchical system. If all your lawmakers are captured, that means all your laws are captured. Captured by the money interests, captured by whoever. You know what I mean? It's 2026 and we watching ICE just break in there, just imprison you got internment camps for little children, bro, and families. We putting whole families in prison and trying to condition them. What you trying to make us into, bro? What you trying to make us into? Huh? You trying to make us to obedient slaves? Is that what you trying to make us into? Cause sure looks like it to me, fool. You trying to make us obedient servants, bending us over, huh? Forcing us to pay you. Give us your money. Give us your money. We get richer. We get stronger. We can buy more weapons. Cause that's what it is, bro. That army you got, they took that money from you, bro, to build it. They took that money from your children to build those bombs of destruction and death. They took your future, your children's future, buried you into a situation where you can't even afford food. They up there eating steak and lobster, bro, right now. I don't know what they should do over there. I can't believe Iran just won't say, give us all your oil. How uncivilized are they? Like, pass me that lobster. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they be. Eating good, bro. They eating good. We over here hungry. They driving around in limousines. What you got, bro? Yeah, what you got? How much gas you put in your car, bro? They riding around on your gas money. Just sitting at a parking lot burning it up, right? You know what I mean? That's what the police did. They be sitting in parking lots just burning up their gas. You can't afford your gas. They already burning it up. I'm homeless, sleeping on the street, can't afford gas. I can't afford to turn it on and stay warm when they're just burning up, staying warm. Oh, it's so warm in here. Oh, I gotta pull him over. Oh, it's so cold out there. I can't believe it. You know what I mean? They're all nice, just burning up gas. You can't afford it. Making you pay fines, costs, restitution, whatever they're, fleecing you for. So you for that gas. For that those raises and that marble floor in those courts. That shiny marble floor in those courts they be having. Be looking all nice and pretty and professional, all that big old glass. I'd be thinking about, we got some courts there with all that glass. I'd be thinking about, man. When they be throwing me in these jails, I'd be thinking like, I'm gonna pick up a rock, bro. I'm gonna smash that freaking window, and then pick another one. I'm gonna smash it again. That's what oppression does to you. You want to kick people when they're down. Treat them like they're filth, like they don't belong, you don't belong here. I was thinking about that too. That experience that happened to me. I was thinking about that too. They told me at a public park here in America. I'm an American, born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 1978. You know, you don't belong at this park. That's what they told me, bro. What gives you the right to tell me I don't belong at this park? But I started thinking about that. I started thinking about the people of Gaza, right? You know, what gives you the right to tell me I don't belong here? You know, your bombs is that what gives you the right to think that you belong here? Maybe God says that person belongs there. Many are the plans of a man's heart, but the Lord determines his steps. The Lord determines your steps. If you in Oklahoma City, the Lord determined that you be there to be at a freaking park. You know what I mean? Like, wherever your feet are, the Lord has determined that you're there. Because that's the only place it could be, wherever your feet are at. You know what I mean? So that's what they try to do. They try to move your feet. The only place you could be at is where your feet are at, bro. Right in front of you. You can only occupy the feet that's in front of you, the space that's in front of you. You can't occupy a house that's 5 miles down the road and be here at the same time. How you do that? No, your possessions are at the house. Your house is that possession. You just happen to sleep in that possession. You know what I mean? Your possessions is in that house. That's what you say you own or possess. Or I'm a homeowner. I own this land. This is private property. You get out of here, you urban. You know what I mean? Private property ownership. You got the super rich owning up all the farms, making our food, poisoning our food. You can't afford food. You gotta buy the poisoned grocery food, right? You know, because of the land. What we should do, that rich 1% that owns all that land, eminent domain seizure. Take it all. Homelessness ended immediately. All your homeless gets gone. Bill Gates, thousands of land. How many acres of land do you own, Bill Gates? We're gonna take it all. Eminent domain, gone. How many houses you got? You can only have one house, gone. The other house will donate to public living communities, rehabilitative centers, community centers, libraries. We use it for other things. We gotta stop letting own so many houses. You let all these people own up all the property. The 1% who bought the system buy up all the land. That's going to end. That it's inevitable. It's inevitable. The 99% will never tolerate 1% of the population eating and the rest of them starving. Starvation will always drive you sometimes to do the worst. The human spirit, bro. The human spirit is strong. But even stronger is the spirit of the sovereign Lord. The spirit of the sovereign Lord is upon me because he has sent me to preach good news, glad tidings to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted and to set the captive free, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn and provide for those who grieve in Zion. How many people are grieving in Zion right now? Think about that. How many fathers are thrown into these prisons, you know what I mean, where they're accused of something. They say they're presumed innocent, but they're locked up the whole time. You know what I mean? We're going to presume you're innocent, locked up. You can't get out. No light, you can't see nobody. You can't, family can't visit. You can't see them. It shut you off from your all friends, all your family, all relatives. You only can use the phone if you have the money to use the phone. You don't eat, buy certain things if you have money to buy it. This pushes undue hardship on families who now dad's taken away. So we got to help dad to survive. So that mom got to hustle, all stress on this woman when she got 3 and 4 kids. I was in prison with this Hispanic brother. He got a girl. I think he had about 3 or 4 kids, young kids, wasn't listening to mom. And he's like, "Babe, help me." You know what I mean? That's what we like. We just, "Babe, help me, babe. They got me. The man got me. They got me. They want that money." Babe's like, "I just lost you. What are you talking about? I need money." You know what I mean? I lost your money when they took you from me. Babies that go in bed at night, you know, he talking to him, you know. He talking to his daughters from jail. Daughters have to experience that, you know. I think he was in a jail because somebody attacked him. I don't know. Whatever. The stuff we get thrown in jail for, ridiculous. Ridiculous. You shouldn't be thrown in jail unless it's like a felony, right? Just to hold you until we find out what you did. If it's serious enough for you, unless you stand trial. They over incarcerate. And then they want to, this is the food they gave me when I left, right? They gave me 4 slices of dry bread, a packet of peanut butter, a packet of something else. I think it was maybe jelly. A little pack of cookies. What else they give me? They gave me Fritos, right? It was a little baggie of Fritos. Processed garbage, no nutritional value, no nutrients, no minerals, nothing. Tasteless garbage that they poison, make you sick, make you throw up, make you vomit, have diarrhea, can't stop. You call them, you be calling. The last time I was calling, pick up the phone, pick up the phone. Every time, no, we ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Calling back. I was calling back nonstop because they just don't want to do anything. You be calling an emergency response, say, hey, I'm having an emergency. No one show up. They just let you die. Medical neglect. You think that's medical neglect? They just let you freaking die. You supposed to be in their custody, right? That's what they say. You in our custody. Oh, you supposed to be taking care of us then, huh? You neglected that care, fool. You neglected caring for me when you freaking poison my food. When you don't let us see the freaking sunlight. They got this little so you look at your cell phone, right? So your cell phone is probably put four of these the size of your average cell phone together, and that's the window you gotta look out. When you might get some sunlight for a few seconds. You know, they have you locked in that room for days. You three dudes just locked there by themselves. You can't get out. Two dudes sitting on the bunks. The other dude sitting on the floor. You know what I mean? Not good for your circulation. Not good for your dudes sitting on the floor on the in wheelchairs, right? You know what I mean? They come and bust up on field sleeping on the floor. I gotta jump off because I'm on the top bunk. I'm dropping off. It's just we all sleeping at a toilet. Drinking out of the toilet, taking dumps in that toilet. They give you diarrhea. You got two other dudes, and the other dude got diarrhea. Like, what the heck, bro? This is horrible. You know what I mean? Like, they do that on purpose, try to break you, try to destroy your mind. That's what they do to you. They try to destroy your mind in jail, make you obedient slaves. Hell no, you ain't putting that garbage on me. They want to put your slave rags on you. Here you go, put those slave rags on you all week long. You only got one pair of clothes. They change you out once a week, and it's this big old deal. We have to change you out. Oh, how dare we give these peasants a clean pair of clothes? You know what I mean? Oh, you can't have more than one shirt. What? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, they be freezing. You can't have one blanket. That's all. You can't have more than one blanket. You can't have more than one shirt. You can't have more than one pair of pants, one pair of socks, one sandals. That's it. You strip a man of everything and then throw him out in the street in the cold. And you expect him to succeed? You know what I mean? Like, you just broke somebody mentally. You bent him over, and then you send him out in the cold and say, here you go, succeed, sir. Go to that place down there. They'll give you whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't want to throw shade on help, because the help was help. Thank God for help. But that's the irony of this situation. You just destroyed somebody, and then you tell them, go here. As if that's going to help. You took all people's belongings. I don't even know where my belongings are at. They took priceless, holy, irreplaceable things. You took. Cell phone. What you doing? You searching my phone, huh? You want to look through my pictures? What you looking at? There was It was a pretty cop though. I mean, I, I, I couldn't help but see her. You know what I mean? I'm a man of flesh and blood, by the way. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna see a lady wherever she is. You know what I mean? Uh, I don't try to make a mistake of it. She was cute. I think she told me to bake her some brownies. I'm thinking about doing it. You know what I mean? I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, because we were talking about being fishermen and how people should be like making brownies, cookies, cakes, and pies for these girls, and be like, oh, so they get a taste. You get before they face that serotonin, that dopamine from all that sugar starts hitting them. That feel good, and here your face was like, oh, did you like mine? Oh, I made this specially for you. You know what I mean? Like, uh, it gives you the moment just to get to know people. You know what I mean? Like, have a conversation and be like, okay. After you gave her after you give her the cheesecake, you might be like, you know what, real cute girl, but probably not. You know what I mean? But you have to communicate. You have to talk. You have to get to know. You have to socialize. A cheesecake is the perfect way of sitting around and getting to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Getting to know somebody. There are catch and release. There are catch and keep. Sometimes there's catch and eat. You know what I mean? Like there's all types of fish. Uh, but what was I saying here? This video's getting long. But the conditioning, even women, right? And men, they condition the women in our society to be a certain way. They condition the men in our society to be this way. Christian men, they want to condition to be a certain way. Hell no, I ain't following your Hollywood branded flavor of Christianity. That ain't who I am, fool. I'ma bust you up, fool. But and I think that is Hollywood trying to condition Christians to just let the man just whoop them, right? The man's like, yeah, we want all those Christians just let the man just whip him, and that's what they be doing. That's what they send the attack dogs to do. Whip us into obedient slaves. Submit to Rome. Submit to America. Submit to whoever, and beat you into submission, oppression, hierarchical subjection. That's what they do. Beat you down, put you on a cross. That's Rome. That's America. That's the streets of Oklahoma City. This is how we let these people do us. Is that what we do? We just let them. What gives you the right to think that you can do that to me, fool? What gives you the right to think that you should be able to do that and it's okay? Your job, your Harvard education, your government position, your so people are being conditioned in these high schools. Is it the conditioning you want for your child? Is it the emasculation you want for the son? Is it the feminization or over feminization you want for your son? Is it the over feminization? You know what I mean? You got to think about those things as a father and mother. Conditioning. These jobs condition you every single day to create a product, right? That's what they do. Condition you, train you to pull the lever, push the switch, press the button, operate this machine. You're conditioned, you're trained behaviorally. You be doing something, you be sleeping. All conditioned. Police officers, same way, training. What you do is you start yelling, you start screaming, you start pushing, you start beating, you start attacking. That's the whole training model, is attack the American people. Why would you pay for that service? The service of intimidation, fear, threat, of harm, of death, of murder. That's not servants. I shouldn't be afraid of my servants, bro. If you my servant, you should be like, you broke down. My servant should be like, yo, bro, I got you. Let me get in this cop car. Let me pull up the street. Let me get you some Fix-A-Flat. Put it in your tire. That's what a servant do. That's what a public servant would do. They would be out here serving the public, not attacking them, not hurting them, not destroying their house and their family and their car, destroying their, running their, car, flipping it over, where they're almost dead. Heroes don't hurt people, they help people. A hero helps people. When you go into the hospital and there's nurses saving your life, they're helping people. Those are the freaking heroes. You're saving life, not oppression, not health. Shooting people is murder, death, sin, oppression. That's what that is. I don't care who it's coming from. Your job doesn't give you the right to treat another human being like that. What are we becoming in America?